Good evening, guys, and happy Thursday to all of your sunshiny faces. So I do not have a Tony's or Caputo's or Meijer haul for you guys today, just like I didn't yesterday either. We've got some stuff going on too. Not everybody's feeling great, so we're not. And again too, like, there's football stuff that's going on tonight, and even though I didn't have to be there for the camera because they were doing a scrimmage like they've been for the last 2 weeks, but it wasn't the varsity team ended up canceling, which was the team they were supposed to scrimmage against, ended up canceling. And it was a different school. I think it might have been a different school though than the frost-off team that they were scheduled to scrimmage against. They were there, and so they had that scrimmage, but not the varsity team, which is what I've been doing. Like, they normally only do, like, you know, footage for the varsity. I think they might like do footage for the frost-off team, but only for like the actual games, and they, you know, only have like, I don't do the camera for that. I think they might do like just like the booth camera or something, but I do know that they get film. It's just not like, they don't need like 8 different angles you know, like they do for like the varsity normally. Because a lot of that is also in real time that they're using it. So like my camera is important for like real time, so that they can like actually watch it back on the sidelines like immediately afterwards. Whereas for like the frost-off team, it's more like they don't have people up in the booth or anything like that. It's normally just more for the kids to go over, or for the coaches to go over and be like, oh, like we noticed this thing, or like, you know, again too, the kids can watch and be like, oh, I realized I didn't block the right, you know, guy on that play, whatever. So that's more what they use it for, versus in the varsity games, it's like immediately they'll be like, what happened on that play? Why wasn't that right, or whatever? And then you can be like, oh, that kid wasn't blocking or whatever. So they can fix it immediately, because again too, the varsity, like, you know, record counts for going to the playoffs and stuff like that. Frost-off doesn't. So and also too, a lot of times, like on a Friday night, they also have varsity, like the varsity coaches have to stay with the varsity kids, because they also take a bus at a different time, and so they don't have all of the coaches there. Whereas like they only have a few coaches that actually go back with the frost-off kids when they leave. They have almost all of the coaches for the varsity game. Like I said, I think there's normally 2 coaches that are like designated to go back if it's an away game. If it's a home game, they'll stay, but if it's an away game, I think there's like 2 dedicated coaches that are supposed to leave with the you know, the frost-off kids after, you know, before the varsity game starts on Friday nights. So anyways, that is all to say that they did have a scrimmage today, which again too was planned, but not entirely, you know, like they only have had practice for the last, you know, again, for their summer camp has only been 3 days. It's been Monday, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, but the last 2 weeks prior, or maybe 3 weeks, I think they had a scrimmage on Thursday. One of them was away, which I didn't go to, and then the other 2 were home, which were the ones that I did go to. And then this one was also, I think, home, but it was, like I said, just for the frost-off team. So it has been a little bit weird the last 3 to 4 weeks, I think, with the scrimmages. But again too, I didn't have to go to this one today, but they still had it, so that's why we weren't able to do the grocery shopping today. But like I said, I should possibly have Meijer for you guys tomorrow. Definitely Tony's and Caputo's, but possibly Meijer. The only reason I say possibly is because my dad has something that's also going on tomorrow, and so we might not be able to go, so we might have to do like everything on Saturday. I don't know, it just kind of depends. We'll find out, and I'll be able to share it with you guys obviously when I have the hauls and everything. But yeah, it's just stuff's been kind of going on weird, and you know, that kind of thing. But today I feel like I got so much done, and I got only about 4 hours of sleep. I think honestly I ended up having lemonade like sort of right before I went to bed. Not like right before I went to bed, but I took a shower earlier. Then after I took a shower, I was like, oh, like I wanted a snack or something like that, and I ended up having a snack, and I finished the lemonade that I had earlier with my dinner, but I hadn't finished it yet, so I was like, I'll have a snack after I take a shower, and then I'll finish the lemonade. And I finished the lemonade, then like went, brushed my teeth, went to bed. And so I think that was a part of why it might have kept me up, was from the sugar like right before I went to bed. So I ended up falling asleep kind of late. then I woke up this morning, and again too, like I didn't really get much, especially like deep sleep last night, it seemed like. And I don't know, like I said, if it was because I had lemonade, like finished it right before I went to bed, or like what it was. But then my mom came in and like said something this morning, like was telling me something, and I was like, oh okay, like, and I was completely expecting to fall back asleep. But the thing was, my alarm had actually already been going off. Like I think it started going off at like 8 o'clock. I think she came in like 8:30 and like said something. Once she came in, I was like, there's no hope of me falling back asleep. Like I couldn't fall back asleep really. Like I tried to, between when my alarm was going off at like 8 o'clock, I was like, I'll probably like fall back asleep. Normally if I hit snooze like once or twice, a lot of times I fall right back asleep. But then when my mom came in, I was still like kind of awake, like didn't ever fall back asleep in that half hour, like deep sleep enough that I was gonna sleep through my alarm. And then when she came in, I was like, there's really no way I'm gonna fall asleep. So I only got maybe 4 or 5 hours of sleep last night, honestly, because I couldn't fall asleep, and I just felt like too awake even when I was asleep. I don't know if that makes sense either, but like I didn't feel like I got like good like deep sleep, or like ever fell into that like deep sleep. So like as soon as, like I said, my alarm went off, I was like wide awake. Like I was not falling back asleep. I ended up getting a ton of stuff done for today. I got a ton of editing done. I also got all of my bedding washed and did like 3 loads of laundry today. I ended up loading up the dishwasher. Like all the dishes are clean. Like I don't even have enough to run it right now. I didn't wash the stuff from dinner though. I realized like everything's put away. I just didn't end up washing the stuff from dinner, but I did end up making dinner too. I ended up doing, there was like the orange chicken. It was like frozen bagged orange chicken, and then we ended up doing like stir-fry rice, which I think went like over pretty well. It was a nice fast sort of dinner, but the thing was is that it's taking up a lot of space in the freezer, and I was like, I really want to get some freezer room. So I ended up cooking that so we have a little bit more freezer room, because it was 2 bags of it, because they weren't like giant bags. But I might have showed you guys, I think, when I did my Meyer haul, maybe it was like 2 or 3 weeks ago, but I have probably like 3 or 4 bags out there. The thing is that I know 1 bag wouldn't have been enough to feed everybody, and 2 bags is like kind of the perfect amount, where like my dad had leftovers so that he can take it for lunch tomorrow, and there was also leftovers that like Jack can have it and warm it up for tomorrow for himself. So I was like, I feel like it was like the perfect amount, because only 1 bag definitely wouldn't have been enough for everybody. So like I said, I think it was a good amount, but I think we have either 3 or 4 bags out in the freezer, so it was like, it's time to probably use up 2 of them and cook them for dinner. So anyways, like I said, it went over pretty well. It worked out really well also, but I ended up getting that also, like I said, taken care of, and like cooked all of that stuff for today. And then like I said, also got like, I washed all my bedding, plus like ended up doing other clothes with my bedding. So it was like 3 loads of laundry I washed, so I could get everything done and taken care of pretty much all in one day. So that was nice. It's nice to have clean bedding, but it was also a lot of stuff to get done and taken care of. But I'm also happy because that means that I got a lot of stuff checked off on my planner for today. So that was really awesome to get that stuff checked off. It's just like I was saying, I don't know when the grocery shopping is gonna get done, and I have to figure that out. But yeah, I feel really accomplished for today, but also too like really tired. Like I needed a really big cup of coffee today, and I also had to have one of those little Crystal Light energy packet things too by the end of the day when I had my dinner, because I was like, I am just like, I'm gonna fall asleep. And thankfully I was able to finish kind of getting everything done still that I needed to. And now the most rewarding part though is that I'm tired, so once I get out of the shower I get to go snuggle under all my clean blankets. So I will see you guys all in tomorrow's vlog. If you guys did enjoy today's, make sure you guys give a big old thumbs up. If you guys are new, we'd love it if you'd subscribe, and I'll see all of your sunshiny faces tomorrow. So bye guys.